Earth is still presenting human shifting challenges until this moment, most notably the strap of silence that is difficult to explain its presence and alien phenomena that surround the area. Whatever the human presence of his knowledge and went to far and unknown places, which will remain unable to interpret the earliest things directly. What is the reason for labeling the silence belt with this name? What phenomena surrounded by? Learn about the answer in this article. The desert belt silence is located in the Mavimi Desert in the northern Mexico. Silence was named because of the inability to contact any means within its borders. There is no wireless signals, and you cannot talk to the phone or pick up a radio signal or TV signal. You cannot use GPS, and satellites cannot penetrate them clearly. It is a completely isolated area for the modern electronic world. There is no human or animal, vacuum and belt, because they fall on the same latitude with Bermuda Triangle. You will find a great banner in Spanish warns the next to Zone del Silencio. The suspicious phenomena inside the silence belt has several strange phenomena is what the scientists' attention has been given to that suspicious area. Despite the provision of reasonable and unprecedented theories, remain just puzzles. These are some of them. The collective death of animals is a way of wild animals and enters into a silence belt, will definitely die. The dead animals in large groups spread in parts of the area. The strange is the lack of virtual cause of collective death. There is no human interest for interference in fishing. There are no flasks for these animals because of the feeling of hunger, because these animals are quite sound and there is no raised. Even the eagles and seasons eat the dead animals are completely away from the animals of that area. The dies of the animals and remain so quietly decompose. Animal Disorder conducted a scientific mission by trying to discover the area for several years, and was accompanied by a dog and in his owner since he was small. Since the moment they entered the limits of the region, the dog began to behave in a fair and unauthorized. He began to grow very much toward the vacuum as he saw what he did not see. Panic signs and fear of a real risk they feel alone. Sometimes others were wrapped around himself and do not end, as if he wanted his tail. The next morning, scientists did not find any trace of the dog. Mostly, the dog infiltrated at night and never longer. The birds lose their ability to identify trends. The birds have the best natural compass among all objects, but are better than human organs itself. They do not turn their long-way unity only. Migration distances. It mainly depends on the magnetism of the land to determine its destination. However, scientists have noted puzzling birds that cross the silence belt area. Some birds begin to fly in the wrong direction, and they are not due to but after leaving the area, if I went out. Others begin to collide and fall. Mad tortoise if a turtle is put into the silence belt will never behave. But you will find a huge background, and remains outside their sadness looking towards the burning sun. There is no clear interpretation of this race on madness. The local population certificate outside the silence belt. Some local residents live close to them and teach the threat of that area, and they violate them since micro. I have seen some unnatural phenomena hovering over the sky of the silence belt. According to their novel, some have seen strange circular bodies flying over the region similar to very modern plane dishes. Once again, they saw a pole in many colors of smoke and are green, and the fireworks are crackers in their colors and shapes hovering over the area. Some heavily invasive crimes have also been clearly above the region. It is stories that seem to be closer to imagination, and confirms all of which they saw as an awesome of the heavy scene of the sky. In another novel of the nearby, the fireball formed in the sky and then disappeared. Some people also confirmed that they saw terrible ghosts, only ghosts moving in an empty space. Strange signs. Locals see some strange signs distributed on the edge of the arid desert, as if they were inscriptions from a long time ago, although it has been determined that no civilization exists in this area. Some of them are shapes on the ground composed of small rocks, forming a large landscape that is difficult to understand. Like several overlapping circles, or like an old letter representing a mark of something. This is considered to be a ridiculous joke by some tourists. However, since few tourists have enough courage to enter the area, this explanation is unreliable. Drug traffickers are afraid to use the road. Although there is a perfect road in the silent zone of drug traffickers and criminals, they dare not use it. Due to the lack of means of communication, any smuggling or criminal activities in this area cannot be detected and cannot be detected. Population watched, and even if the border guards find criminals, they will not arrest them. This is an ideal gang hiding place, but there is no record of any drug trafficking attempt or gang existence in this area. It is not normal for a missile to change its assumed course to hit the silent zone area. But this is what happened in July 1970. When the US military wanted to test a missile called Athena, it contained cobalt, a solid element that could be used to make certain types of war missiles. The missile had to safely pass through the area and fly towards its supposed target, but the missile flew directly towards the silent zone and detonated it. At this time, a team of scientists decided to explore the area to find the remains of another wrecked rocket named Saturn. Since then, the area has been full of remnants of meteors in distant and different times. Like a big magnet, leading danger to it. Panic Explorer in 1985, a group of brave explorers decided to make a long journey to suspicious areas. It is planned to stay for about 10 days. However, they escaped only 3 days later. After suddenly feeling tired and ill, some of them had hallucinations. An explorer said that we soon showed signs of fatigue and extreme fatigue, and many of us also experienced various strong hallucinations. We feel as if someone is evicting us from that suspicious place. I believe the devil and his throne are there. Theories about silence zone due to these strange phenomena that cannot be explained by science. Some theories trying to explain the mysteries of silence zone came into being. Some of them are very similar to the fuzzy Bermuda Triangle theory. The following are the most important. Anomalies in nature wrap the Earth in an electromagnetic field, protected from harmful sunlight, and have many other benefits. From it has many other benefits. It is among the discovery of fossils and sculptures similar to science fiction films and alien phenomena for spaceships today. That is, the space objects visit our planet since thousands of years through the silence belt. The radiation has previously mentioned that the dots are flames and crashed, and this may be an explanation for the phenomenon of animals. Those criminality-pierced land must affect the atmosphere around the region. Some deadly radiation, which would also affect the electromagnetic signals near the region. Some increase this theory and theory of conspiracy for the US government. The use of the region as a long-term nuclear waste landfill, increasing harmful radiation in the region. The government wants everyone to do outside. The US missile is likely to be theory accuses of neglecting the US government in controlling its nuclear missiles. As a Athens missile, a missile may fall. The theory says that a missile fell into the strap of the silence of a nearby American base and was not recorded. He carried very serious radioactive materials, causing death for all animals until that moment. It is also an effect on magnetic fields. Strong magnetic fields are composed of animal disorder and means of communication. The reason for the disruption of satellite systems above the region is one of the work of the government do not want the world to discover what inside. The silence belt in the cinema has been commuted alien stories of silence in a film titled, Aliens, Zone of Silence. The story of the film revolves around Morgan, a girl disappeared her brother inside the strap of silence, and after despair of the help of the Mexican government decided to travel and look herself about her brother. On the borders of the area, Morgan is disrupted and forced to walk and face free day and night horror. After finally reaching her brother's tent, You will only find his scattered things, including a camera, which is surrounded by videos itself before disappears. You will find strange noise and suspicious views of sky in horrific colors. But up to the section that shows space creatures was the cause of kidnapping and disappearing her brother. It is now among two choices, either escaping and survived, or staying and discovering this wonderful presence of space objects and trying to save my brother. The dramatic series is scheduled to be displayed on NBC channel called Zone of Silence, where a group of soldiers and scholars are heading for the U.S. government to investigate the secret of some customers within the Silence Belt area. To collide science with strange areas. The Sermon are interested in secrets and legends surrounding the region. The conclusion of the secrets and challenges facing human beings on an endless planet, and the Silence Belt area is one of the places that show human ignorance to his world. So what is you see the secret of the forbidden area in your opinion? NNNTHI's article is moved from the 9 location, the Strap of Silence, a harem area on humans and animals. Meteorites, Kaye.